Welcome to the Iraqi Dinar Update channel, your trusted source for the latest news, analysis, and insights on the Iraqi dinar. We provide up-to-date information on exchange rates, economic developments, and key financial trends affecting Iraq's currency. Whether you're an investor, trader, or simply keeping an eye on the market, our channel delivers accurate reports, expert opinions, and government policy updates to keep you informed. Stay tuned for real-time updates and in-depth discussions on the future of the Iraqi dinar. The discussion surrounding Iraq's monetary policy and exchange rate reform has been an ongoing debate among financial experts, policymakers, and investors who closely monitor developments in the country's economic structure. One of the key aspects highlighted in various reports, particularly those outlined in white papers released by Iraqi officials and international financial organizations, is the need to enhance the purchasing power of Iraqi citizens. This objective is deeply tied to the larger framework of financial reforms, which seek to stabilize the economy and bring more value to the national currency. When policymakers discuss lifting the purchasing power of Iraqis, they essentially mean increasing the real value of wages and savings in a way that allows citizens to afford more goods and services with the same nominal amount of money. This goal is intrinsically linked to the country's exchange rate strategy, as any adjustment to the value of the Iraqi dinar directly affects the spending power of individuals and businesses alike. One of the most pressing concerns that Iraq has faced in recent years is the presence of a parallel market, which operates outside the official financial channels and significantly impacts the effectiveness of the country's monetary policies. The parallel market, also known as the black market for currency exchange, arises when there is a discrepancy between the official exchange rate set by the Central Bank of Iraq, CBI, and the rate available in unofficial currency exchange venues. This phenomenon often emerges due to restricted access to foreign currencies through official channels, leading businesses and individuals to seek alternative means of acquiring US dollars or other stable currencies. The gap between the official rate and the parallel market rate creates inefficiencies in the economy, fuels inflationary pressures, and erodes trust in the banking system. A major factor contributing to the persistence of the parallel market is the rigid exchange rate policy that has been in place for years. The current monetary system has led to distortions in the market, as businesses and importers struggle to obtain foreign currency at the official rate due to excessive bureaucratic hurdles and restrictions imposed by the central bank. Additionally, sanctions on Iraqi banks and international concerns over money laundering have limited the ability of the financial sector to provide smooth and transparent foreign exchange operations. Consequently, these constraints push demand for US dollars into the informal market, where prices are determined by supply and demand rather than official mandates. One of the critical components of any successful exchange rate adjustment is the implementation of complementary economic reforms. Simply changing the exchange rate without addressing structural weaknesses in Iraq's economy would lead to short-term volatility and potential negative consequences. Therefore, policymakers must simultaneously work on improving the efficiency of the banking sector, enhancing anti-money laundering measures, and increasing the competitiveness of domestic industries. Strengthening these areas would create a more resilient economic environment, allowing the new exchange rate policy to yield long-term benefits. Moreover, an exchange rate adjustment must be carefully managed to avoid sudden shocks that could destabilize the economy. A gradual approach, supported by clear communication from the central bank and government, would help mitigate potential disruptions. Transparency in policy decisions and a well-defined roadmap for implementation would reassure both domestic and international stakeholders, ensuring that the transition occurs smoothly. The historical context of Iraq's monetary policy also plays a significant role in shaping expectations regarding future exchange rate adjustments. In the early 2000s, Iraq introduced a new currency under the guidance of the International Monetary Fund, IMF, replacing the old Saddam-era dinar. This move was part of broader economic reforms aimed at stabilizing the country's financial system. While the introduction of the new currency helped reduce inflation and restore confidence in the monetary framework, the fixed exchange rate policy that followed created rigidities that limited the currency's ability to adjust to economic realities. Since then, Iraq has experienced multiple economic challenges, including fluctuations in oil prices, political instability, and external pressures from international financial institutions. These factors have influenced the central bank's decision-making process regarding exchange rate policy. Over the years, various attempts have been made to address the parallel market issue, but without a fundamental shift in exchange rate strategy, these efforts have yielded limited success. Looking ahead, the prospect of a revaluation or reinstatement of the Iraqi dinar at a higher exchange rate remains a topic of significant interest among investors and economic observers. While some believe that Iraq is poised for a major currency adjustment, others caution that such a move must be backed by solid economic fundamentals to be sustainable. A premature or politically motivated revaluation could lead to unintended consequences, including inflationary pressures and capital flight. In conclusion, the debate over Iraq's exchange rate and monetary policy is deeply intertwined with the broader goal of enhancing the purchasing power of Iraqi citizens. Addressing the parallel market challenge requires a comprehensive approach that combines exchange rate adjustments with structural reforms aimed at improving the overall economic landscape. By aligning the dinar's value with market conditions and creating a more transparent financial system, Iraq can foster greater economic stability and set the stage for long-term growth. Achieving these objectives will require coordinated efforts between the central bank, government authorities, and international financial institutions, ensuring that the transition is managed in a way that benefits all segments of society. As Iraq moves forward with its financial reforms, the key to success lies in balancing short-term adjustments with long-term economic resilience, ultimately paving the way for a stronger and more stable national currency. Thank you for tuning in to the Iraqi Dinar Update channel. We appreciate your support and engagement as we continue to bring you the latest news, analysis, and updates on the Iraqi dinar. Be sure to subscribe and turn on notifications so you never miss an important update. Stay connected with us for real-time insights, expert discussions, and market trends. Until next time, stay informed and keep watching for the latest on the Iraqi dinar. See you in the next update.